Welcome. I'm Yvonne Davis. I'm an astrologer and author of The Power of Manifestation, Creating a Life You Love. And welcome to my channel. Here I do astrology videos and manifestation videos. So if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I hope you will. And if you like the video, click like. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment boxes below. So today I'm going to be talking about clearing space, and the theme has been pretty much about releasing, finishing things up, letting go, being internal, connecting more to spirit and vision because of the alignments. And that's what we're talking about here, is how to use astrology in your manifestation. So I'm going to pull up the chart real quick so that you can see. Okay, so today as I'm making this video, it's March 24th, and over here you can see we have Mercury conjunct Neptune on March 24th. So this is what it looks like. This is Mercury retrograde at 16 degrees Pisces, 50 minutes, in an exact conjunction to Neptune. So this is very much about a kind of releasing energy. It's really good for clearing space. It's really good for self-connection. Not so good for necessarily taking action out in the world, mainly because we want to make sure that we have clarity before we go ahead and take action, especially if it's an action that will commit you to something, like signing a contract or making promises or spending, making a purchase that is expensive, anything like that, where you might want to take a little more time to make sure you have clarity. Now, I understand sometimes things, life makes decisions for us, but as far as we're able to make those decisions, I highly recommend that you hold off on that until Mercury goes direct, which will be on March 28th. So I'll do another video about that. And then we have the new moon on April 5th. And those kinds of energies will be much, much better for initiating activities and taking action out in the world. So for now, we're going to continue to focus on clearing space, both physically and psychically, clearing things off our plate so that we can get really, really focused and self-connected, connected to our goals, our dreams, our values, and spend some time visualizing. So what I suggest is make a list, especially today with this conjunction. It's such a perfect activity for this day. Take some quiet time with your journal, get really in a meditative state, and make a list of all the things in your life that you really want to release, complete, let go of, anything that is weighing you down, eliminate the non-essentials, just, clear out anything in your life that's weighing you down or that's toxic, that's blocking you, that you just don't need anymore. And so some perfect things to put on the list are things like eliminating debt. If you're overweight, need to lose some weight, this is an excellent time for releasing excess weight. Any work that you have committed to and you just want to finish it up, go ahead and take care of finishing those kinds of things. Get those things off your plate. Yeah, let's see. Oh, paring down possessions. That's another great one. Like spring cleaning. Take things out to a thrift store. Have a yard sale, something like that. Just eliminate all the stuff that you don't really need anymore. Clear out your space. Get it clean. Do some spring cleaning. And then, like on the psychic level, I mentioned eliminating toxicity in your life. So that can be toxic relationships, toxic situations, and toxic thought patterns. So one of the big things we can learn from Mercury conjunct Neptune is to let go of blaming. If you find yourself today or at any point where you can have some awareness about it, if you catch yourself blaming or complaining in any situation, no matter how legitimate, try to let go of that and move more into an internal locus of control. And the reason why I suggest that is because, one, anything that triggers us where we get into a blaming and complaining mode, that drains our power. It's an energy link. Whereas when we can move into internal locus of control, where we can take responsibility for our life situation, for our feelings, for the stories we tell ourselves, for the things that we believe, wherever we can take responsibility for those things, even being in a relationship that's toxic, you know, it's so easy to blame the other person. You know, it's just like, even people like myself who work on this all the time, every once in a while I can catch myself doing that too. And I've learned how to create an alternate trigger, which is if someone is doing or saying something that triggers me, I create an alternate trigger, which is like, for example, if I hear myself saying, oh, there he goes, telling the same old story again. I heard this story a million times. There he goes, on and on and on. They're just complaining about what they did and telling the story and blah, 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 blah. I've heard this a million times. And then I have an alternate trigger where I go, oh, there you go, Yvonne. There you go. Complaining in your head, on and on about what this person says and does. Yeah, there you go again. And then that's enough. It's like, okay, let it go. It's fine. So you can try that with yourself. Obviously things, well, I don't want to say that it's easier with smaller things than bigger things. I think it's really just a matter of practice, learning to catch yourself and then learning to turn that around so that you can take the power back into yourself and empower yourself with an internal locus of control. Okay, so let's see what else we might have. Oh, guilt and shame. That's another fabulous one, or two fabulous emotions and states of being and stories we tell ourselves. They're just total energy leaks. Let those go. Anytime you catch yourself in guilt and shame, turn that story around. And then any other blocks and obstacles you have. So yeah, this is a really, really good energy for self-connection, meditation, even if it's not a formal meditation, just being in that meditative state, mindfulness, awareness, noticing your thoughts, noticing the stories you tell yourself, noticing what you're feeling without judgment, just observation, just name it, and give yourself empathy. That's the only way to release, actually. If you put judgment on top of a feeling, it's like putting a lid on the feeling, and you keep it trapped and it stays inside you. The only way to actually release any of this stuff is to give it empathy. Just say, oh, there I go with that guilt or that shame again. And you might even add, it's okay. I love you unconditionally. I know that hurts sometimes, and it's okay. And it'll just pass on its own. When it feels seen, when it receives that accompaniment of empathy, and then it's ready to release. So yeah, lots and lots of good energy for releasing, completing things, letting go, clearing out, eliminating the non-essentials, clearing your space physically and psychically, self-connection, getting clarity about your goals, your trajectory for the next 6 months, 9 months, a year, the things you intend to do. Because as soon as we get through this period, when Mercury goes direct on March 28th, and then we get the new moon on April 5th, that'll be a great time for going out into the world and taking action. So let me go ahead and back to the full screen and So I think that pretty much lays it out fairly clearly, you know, the time frame and the activities that are best for it. And I hope that this Sunday is just serving you well, and that you're enjoying it, and that you are getting that spiritual connection and that self connection, and really connecting with your heart today, and letting go of some of the stuff you don't need anymore. So I wish you the best with clearing your space, and I will see you again in the next video.